we are never truly lost. Well, okay, sure, maybe we get turned around for a few days in the woods, where life just feels like it's getting the best of us, and everything's going wrong. And I'm Mike Martin, and I've stood right where you're standing, lost, beaten down, like nothing's ever gonna change. And that's why I built this camp. And that's why I'm inviting you to join me and all the members of this wild community. Because you know what, friend? It does get better. So come along with me into the wild and let me show you this awesome, unique skill set that lays within inside of you. With help from the land, we're gonna unlock the steward that's inside each and every one of us that will lead the way out of the darkness and into healing. Here at the Camp of Healing on Project Mindfully Outdoors.
Creation stories are how we come to understand not only how things came about, but also gain the wisdom and the experience that opens up the true tree of life. Because they get handed down from one generation to the next, bringing with them the keys and the fundamental knowledge that makes this journey of life valid. The meaning and the wisdom within these stories, they help us to uncover trails that enrich our heart in ways that we may not find any other way. That's why it becomes so important to learn about and connect with the footsteps of those who came before us. One of my favorite creation stories is more a story of rebirth. It's an old Lakota story about a girl, an eagle, and a flood. A long time ago, the people knew a time of plenty. The game was abundant within the forest. The streams were bursting with fish. And the people were happy. They had everything that they could wish for, until one summer when the rains came, and they did not stop. They brought with them massive floods, causing the people to have to move higher and higher into the mountains in order to escape the flood. But over time, even those places no longer became safe. As the water continued to climb, it destroyed everything in sight, from the villages to even the people themselves. People drowned it, until finally, there was only one that remained. All that remained was one girl, and she found herself alone, the very last of her kind. All of this went off while in the distance an eagle sat, and he watched with a special interest, and he developed a very deep sense of compassion. One day, he flew down and he sat with the girl, just to keep her company. As they became friends, he began to hunt for her, and he began to gather wood for her fire. As the waters began to recede, the eagle found a space where she could build a new lodge and start a new life. But the girl was afraid. "I'm all alone," she said. And the eagle took that to heart. One day, while soaring high in the sky, the eagle called out to the great creator. He asked, "What more can I do in order to help my friend? I already hunt for her, and I gather wood for her fire. I do not know what more is possible. Would you please find it within your heart to help her as well?" "I already have helped her," the Creator said. "I gave her you. If you search your heart, you will see that she is the last of her kind, and the answers to how more you can help can be found there." So the eagle thought about it, and he prayed. And he asked out loud, "Tell me, please tell me, what more can I do?" "You can become a man and help her to rebuild her kind," said the Creator. "But in order to do so, you must make a sacrifice on your part, because you'll never be able to fly again." So with that, the eagle took off. He flew as high as he'd ever gone before. And when he finally landed, the eagle became a man. And together, the eagle and the woman repopulated the earth with our kind. Yet, within her heart, the woman never forgot the sacrifice that the eagle made in order to help her. You see, each one of us have our very own personal creation story as well. It's that moment that we come into the world. We discover plenty before we ever know what plenty means. But then, along the course of the road, we find that we encounter many of our own recreation stories. And they often come about after loss or sacrifice. Each one of those creation stories takes us down many different paths, which often brings fear to our doorstep. But inside of those fears lies an invitation for progress and for change. But in order to traverse these new trails, we have to take that very first step. For myself, that step came about in the form of a 60-minute phone call, which makes me wonder what that first step looks like for you. Could it be by pressing play on this podcast? It inspires you to lace up those hiking boots and place your foot upon Grandmother Earth so that you can walk a road that uncovers your truest purpose while discovering the very best of who you are. This episode of Project Mindfully Outdoors is brought to you by our friends at MyMedic, who are the leaders in first aid preparation, whether it's in the concrete world or within the wilderness itself. Being prepared is the most important aspect. Being ready for those unforeseen situations. And not only does MyMedic support you by putting that gear in your hands, but they also train you and they teach you how to use it. So swing over to mymedic.com and save with promo code PROJECTOutdoors15 on the preparation that can save your life. That's mymedic.com and promo code PROJECTOutdoors15. Hey there, friend. It's Mike, and I want to welcome you to the new look around camp, the revamped Project Mindfully Outdoors podcast. You know, it's crazy to think that we've been walking this road together for 4 years, and we've never connected in person. outside of some speaking engagements. But now it's time to roll that out. So I want to invite you over to projectmindfultyoutdoors.co to sign up for a free trailhead call so we can put together a wilderness meditation experience that's going to help you to build the tools that you're looking for and that you need in order to take that next step along your journey. So I'll see you over at projectmindfultyoutdoors.co, and I'll see you on the trails very soon. And until then, get out there in the wilderness. That's where the stillness and the adventure lies. See ya.